Well, I'm sorry, Pastor Don Gray. I grew up in Wisconsin. I'll take you through this real quick. There's 8 of us kids. I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, 4 older brothers, 3 of them. Twin and 2 younger sisters. She always reminds me that she's older than me. By a minute or 2, you know. But she makes sure everybody knows she came out first. But anyhow. I served in the military. Went to undergrad in University of Wisconsin, Whitewater. And then almost went into the seminary, but got a job offer making that almighty buck after you'd been in college. And so I took that job and kind of got sidelined for about 15, 18 years. But God has a way of holding on and guiding you and leading you. I'll never forget this. It was a Saturday morning and woke up next to Susie, and we've been married now for about 11 years. And I said, you know, I need to go check the seminary out. I need to go check it out. And obviously I've been very involved in the church my whole life. So one thing led to the next. Before you know it, I was working for Huffy Corporation at the time. Probably many of you know Huffy Bicycles. And covering a 7-state area for them. And ended up giving them about a 6 to 9 month notice. Said, hey guys, this is what I'm planning on doing. Probably want to start looking for someone else to take my place. And went and got enrolled in 2 seminaries. Had a great day all planned that I was going to go to Trinity Lutheran Seminary. And then while I was still working for Huffy, going to be going to United Theological Seminary in Dayton, Ohio. That's where we were living at the time. And so that's what I did. I started doing that. And then they started closing down regional offices where Susie worked. And so Susie went and looked for a job. And as I tell people now, I'm going to give up my income and incur more expenses. So that balance sheet wasn't quite working out for us. Because as Susie went and looked for a job, she was going to be probably making about half of what she was. So we said, now what do we do? So what we did is Pizza Hut allowed her to have a choice to go quite a few places. And we asked how we ended up going to Dallas. We went to Pizza Hut's corporate home office. So, and then I transferred down there and started, well, I was going to go to LSPS, which is a Lutheran program in Austin. Where we lived at that time, about a 4-hour drive one way. So I was going to commute, right? Live down there during the week. And I was going to come home on the weekends and work at Home Depot. Still going to find time for study. And now Susie's pregnant. God does have a sense of humor, doesn't he? So I said, wow, this isn't going to work. No way I can do this. So I talked to the assistant to the bishop at that time, and I had been accepted at Southern Methodist University, Perkins School of Theology, and Dallas Theological Seminary. And I ended up, obviously, I went to Southern Methodist University and graduated from Perkins School of Theology. So my MDiv is from Perkins School of Theology. My Lutheran work was all done at Trinity Lutheran Seminary. It was a wonderful experience. You know, the blessing, I think, of being at SMU was it was a much more diverse, it was much more diverse ethnically. You know, at Trinity, we were pretty much all Caucasian. But that wasn't true at Perkins. At Perkins, we had a large Korean population, we had a large black population, and obviously a large Caucasian population. So that really brought some interesting and wonderful dynamics to my learning experience that I really enjoyed. And then, coming, you know, in the business world, I mean, we could talk about that a lot, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. Obviously, I'm set in career. I have a lot of experience in the business world. Like I told you, for Huffy, I ran 7 states and had 7 direct reports, and was in the restaurant business for many years, and multi-unit, and director of operations, and all that good stuff. And I think God was grooming me to do what I'm doing today. Because certainly my experiences in the business world and learning how to manage and lead and interact with people, and then my sales background, I think it helps me sell some of God's ideas. And it helps me how to understand all of you and the things that you're experiencing in your life as you're out there at Whirlpool. That's the doctor dealing with patients. So I really see it as a real blessing for me. At least so far it's worked out well for me. We'll hope it continues to do that. And then my first call Frisco, Texas. And that's kind of an interesting situation because we're charter members of Rejoice Lutheran Church. That was our home congregation. I wasn't there pretty much the last year because I did my internship on the end of my seminary experience. But when I came out of seminary and graduated and was now looking for a call, Rejoice requested that I be considered for their church. And so they went to the bishop, and the bishop called me in and had a meeting with all of them. I said, it's up to you. You know, this is my first call, and you kind of know what my gifts are like. And if you think they're a match for Rejoice, you know that we're charter members of that church. I'll trust you and where I go. So I ended up there. I was called there. And that's my first congregation. We did a redevelopment there. What happened is husband and wife team were wonderful people, had 3 children, and they really got that church going. They did a wonderful job. But unfortunately, they didn't get called to that congregation. And that was a sad time for Rejoice. And Rejoice split. They were down to about 50 folks in worship after that. Went from about 130 to 50, and then I came in. So we started rebuilding. I have to tell you, some of you have heard this, I went and knocked on 5,000 doors. 5,000 doors. What a good time. I invite any of you to go out and do it. It's a good time. And they'd be asking me, are you a cult? I don't think so. Luther, are we a cult? Well, you know, technically, if you look up the definition, yeah, all churches are cults, technically. But then I have to go into this song and dance, you know, no, we're kind of like Catholics, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, finally I just said, no, we're a Lutheran church and we don't worship snakes, come and check us out. It's safe, trust me, you know. But, you know, growing up in Wisconsin,